Good morning, YouTube. Today I'm going to show you the correct way to cook a duck breast so that it is tender, succulent, and out of this world. Here are our duck breasts, just like that. I've already got a video showing you how to just remove the breast if you've got the whole duck. And now I'm going to try to show you how to sear a duck breast. It's not near as hard as people think. I think people have duck sometimes when they're out and it's not great, and so they think they don't like duck. I think it's far more likely that they've just not had it correctly prepared. So the big thing is duck is extremely fatty. And can you see that layer of skin? See how thick that is? Much of that skin is comprised of fat. And so it's important that you do this in a way that a lot of that fat renders off. And I've got to turn my phone off. Alright, my cat's going for the windowsill again. I've got the window open because the weather's beautiful, and so he is stalking that windowsill. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, I've seen a lot of recipes where people tell you to prick the skin. And I have never had that work, not once. What I end up doing is poking it, but it doesn't actually get much in the way of holes in it. And what you want to do is come in and make slices, like a crosshatch. You know what grill marks look like, right? What you're going after for grill marks. You're making the same type of pattern on the skin, and just work slowly. And you also want to make sure you're only getting the skin, you're not going all the way down through and actually cutting the breast itself. The closer you get to the duck breast itself, the deeper you make your hatching marks, the more the fat's going to render. So let me show you this real quick. See? Whoop. I don't know, can you see that? Now I'm working upside down and backwards. So you're just making little, and you're going to the skin, but you're not actually cutting through it. And then we're going to turn him around and do it the other way. Super sharp knife helps. I think one of my children has taken off with my new paring knife. I cannot find it. So this is not my ideal knife, but it works. See what we got here? That's what you're looking for. So let me do the other one real quick. The other thing about duck breast, which is this is kind of funny, salt and pepper. That's all I use. Half of the glory of a duck breast is getting beautifully rendered, super crispy skin, and it doesn't need a whole lot of dressing up. If you want to do some sort of pan sauce, that's great. I've got 2 or 3 recipes or methods. It's not really a recipe, it's a method for how to build a pan sauce. And you would do it like you would do most of the classic sauces. A little bit of acid, a little bit of stock, finish with some butter. That one didn't really crosshatch the way I want it to. Okay, there we go. So they both look like that. Alrighty. Now we're going to liberally season the fat side with salt. Be generous. And I use kosher salt. I've got one hand with duck on it. Hold on, I gotta wash my hands. Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry, that was driving me crazy. I was trying to work one-handed so I didn't cross-contaminate, and I just couldn't function. Didn't like it. Alright, so very generously with the kosher salt on the skin side. And black pepper. Got a pretty coarse grind because that's what I like. Alrighty. Now at this point we're simply going to go over here into a cold pan. Why do we want to use a cold pan? Well, we want as much of the fat to render off. We're going to kind of use low and slow a little bit. This is not a traditional low and slow method. Let me show you what that looks like. Right there. All right, so at this point we're going to turn it on to a medium-low heat. On my gas stove, this is a pretty big eye on a gas stove. I've got it on about 3. I don't know if that helps anybody in the slightest. So we're gonna let this go right up until I start to hear a little bit of action. It's almost like when you render bacon, you start it in a cold pan and let it come up, you get more fat rendered out. We're doing the same thing here. All right, so salt and pepper on the non-skin side and low and slow, and as soon as we get some action, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, we're getting a little sizzle. I want actually just a little bit less. Not quite a full-on sizzle, guys, but a little bit less. And you can see we're already getting quite a bit of fat rendering out. We want to give this enough time on low enough heat to complete that process. Keep it low. Alright, we still have some sizzle going on. That's okay. Keep it nice and low. I wanted to show you this. This is what has started happening. See that? Perfect. Exactly what you want. Don't do what I did. Don't pick it up and look. Trust me. It's happening down there. I gotta show you again. Haha. It's not near enough. And about 85 to 90% of the cooking is going to be on this side. So just be patient. Okay? We're looking at 12 to 15 minutes total. So just nice and easy. Let it stay happy. Okay, we've had just a few more minutes. And look. See that? Can you see that? That's on up. We're almost as dark as we want to take this at this point. So we're just going to flip it over just long enough to sear this side. And then we're going to preheat an oven to 350 degrees because we're going to finish this up in the oven. So right now, it's only going to take about 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. We're going to turn it back over because you always want to cook it with the fat side down, even if you're finishing it in the oven. So 1 minute, we're going to flip it over, slide it in the oven for about 5 minutes. All right, I did want to show you this. I poured off, on my phone, I poured off that much. That's how much fat has rendered out of just those two little breaths. All right, so that's why it's so important to make sure you're doing whatever you can to render the fat and keep the skin crispy. All right, almost a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and slide that puppy in the oven. We are ready. Here we go. I'm gonna pull it out. All right, that's what we look like. We have hit an internal temperature of 135 degrees, and there will be some carryover. 135 is a medium rare, and it will probably hit 140, so just a shade closer to medium. If you want yours more or less done, you could pull it out at 130 or go up to 145. And because this is like all red meat, right? We need to let it rest. Not too long. This will get cold pretty fast. But we're going to give it at least 5 and possibly 7 minutes. Now, once that time is up, and I could find a knife, we're going to slice it. And we're going to slice it in relatively thick slices. You know, just like that. We're going to let it rest first, and I'll show you how beautiful this is. Okay, we have rested, and this is so simple. I forgot to tell y'all, this was in the oven for about 8 minutes. That's all it took, okay? Oh yeah. That is perfect. I'm going to try to get you a really pretty shot here in a second after I get cutting. I want you to see what the interior looks like, because that is gorgeous. Perfect. That. Oh, come on, camera. Why is my camera giving me such a hard time? There we go. That is perfectly done. Pan-seared duck breast. And the taste. Wow. Guys, that is so easy to do at home. Don't be afraid of duck. Give it a try. And the results are absolutely spectacular. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching, and if you thought that video was helpful, do me a huge favor. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get a notification whenever I post a new video. And if you have a second, hop on over to Patreon and check out how to support my channel even more. Again, thanks for watching.